Major Slack Videos.
Hey, welcome back to Major Slack Videos. Here first stop for Shadow of the Erdtree gameplay. We are here in the DLC, and this is next on the agenda. This fire golem in front of the Shadow Keep legacy dungeon. Alright, this guy is surrounded by all kinds of soldiers in this enemy camp. It makes him particularly difficult to deal with because you're not only dealing with him, but you're dealing with all the soldiers, and they're hijacking your lock-on, or they could kill you before you kill him. Yeah, it's a real pain in the arse. What you could do is just go running in there with your horse, get him excited, and then he starts spewing his fireballs all over the place, and that will kill most of the soldiers. Operative word, most. It's a very precarious strategy. I tried it amongst the dozens of other strategies I tried with this guy. It kind of sort of works, but there's always somebody left over. I think a better strategy is to stack up the fire protection, then stealth into the camp, quietly kill all the enemies, and then go after the fire golem himself with your really good fire protection gear. And that's what we're going to do in this video. We're going to get all the best fire protection gear that we can muster up without having to push through other quest lines back in the base game. For example, the Millicent quest line, etc, etc. I'll explain more about that on the way. Alright, so that's it. We're going after, first of all, the Tree Sentinel armor set back in the base game, starting off here at the Capital Rampart Site of Grace. The very best fire protection armor is the Fire Prelate armor set. That's a random drop though. You could get that at this enemy camp up here in the mountaintops of the Giants. Starting here. Strike that, starting here at White Ridge Road. This enemy camp here has all kinds of fire prelates. Kill them and you may randomly collect an entire fire prelate armor set, which is the best fire gear in the game. The second best fire gear in the game is the Tree Sentinel set, and that's what we're going after. This is found here at Oriza's Hero's Grave. Alright, for this we're going to need and that's to deal with some death frogs. So I've got the Magic Great Stars with the Divine Beast Frost Stomp. That's going to work well. And we have to deal with some skeletons, so let's hook up the Lord's Horn's Greatsword with Sacred Blade. That's going to work. And possibly the Hornbow. And we're still in medium load, and everything else is as it should be. And that's it. Okay, so let's go get that gear. Oh yeah, and you're also going to need Margit's Shackle. This will give us a shortcut to getting that gear. Okay, so let's put a beacon there. Right, let's go do it. Okay, so our beacon is down that way, but we're going to have to go this way to get down there. Should be able to jump across a small gap right here. Showing the map where I am. Right? Whoop, whoop. And then we can jump down here. What? Watch it now. And then down here. If you haven't destroyed the capital and turned it into an ashen capital, there's a statue here with a whole bunch of smithing stones and the lesser room bear up that way that you can lure into busting the statue open. But since we've already destroyed the capital, that no longer appears here. Okay, so here we go. And let me just hook up telescope. Alright. If you want the golden epitaph sword, which is the sword that does holy damage, and once you use the weapon skill, you can just whack any skeleton and instantly kill it because it'd be like jacked up with holy damage. This will cost you a stone sword key. I'm not going to bother because we've already got the sacred blade, but yeah, that's one solution to skeletons. Let's go down this way. Alright, so this is, as with all heroes' graves, it's got rolling chariots, so we have to deal with that. Here's the deal. The chariot's going to start rolling as soon as we start going down this ramp. What we have to do is get to just past that golden circle there, seen between these two pillars. We have to get right in between these two pillars because there's going to be a chariot rolling up and down here, and it's going to be another chariot rolling up and down this ramp there. Alright? So we have to do a two-step operation. We have to get to an alcove halfway down on this side, and it's right about there. Okay, if you just count the lights, okay, that's light 0, light 1, and light 2. It's just past light 2. Okay, it's just past there. Okay, so let's just go there right now. Should be able to get there before the chariot starts rolling. And watch out for a skeleton. Or two. Okay, take care of them. Okay, so when this chariot rolls up, we're going to roll down, or run down, and stand right between those two pillars. Very carefully. Right about watching out. Watch it. Easy, easy. Okay? As long as you're right between the two pillars, you're okay. So now we can drop down here. Those goodies we'll get afterwards. From here, you're going to go back. Grab this. Now we have to deal with the death frogs. And my bad. You should definitely hook up this thing here, Prince of Death's Pustule, to raise your vitality. That will give you protection against that death blight that the frogs spew out. So hook that up. And put on your best vitality gear. I feel confident just having this, but yeah. Some really good vitality gear would be the deathbed dress. This has high vitality. Let's just put that on just for good measure. Alright, and if you want to cure yourself, I believe the cure is stimulating, no way, rejuvenating boluses. So I'm just going to wait for the death blight to roll down there. There's more frogs there. There's going to be another one dropping down right here. Okay. I think one thing that would probably help us is Shard of Alexander, just to make sure you kill these guys. Okay, same thing as soon as you get up to the top here. A couple of from Death Frog there. As soon as he advances, let fly with the stomp here. Come on, here we go. And we go. Kind of blew the timing on that. Okay, he's being really difficult. He's okay, that bugger just did not want to go down. Really, really jumpy. Okay, from this point on, there's another one just around the corner here. Forgot about that guy. As you can see, the Deathbed Dress and the Prince of Death's Pustule. Great vitality. Grab that. Okay, so at this point, the map is no good. At this point, pushing north, you can see another chariot here. And you see this ramp going up here. You want to get just about here, and then just simply use your Margot's shackle right here. This will give you a shortcut to spawning another chariot that will crash into all the other chariots and cause them to blow up, giving you all these items here. The Ash of War Holy Ground, plus the Tree Sentinel armor set in its entirety. Okay, so that's a guaranteed drop. And that gives you really good fire protection. And you've destroyed all the chariots in this location. So now you don't have to worry about them anymore. Who loves you? Slack loves us, that's right. Don't you forget it. There's a stone sword key to make up for the one that you may have spent opening up the golden epitaph room earlier on. And that's it. That's all we came for. Let's get out of here. Actually, there's something else down there I think it's worth grabbing. You know, you could go complete the entire dungeon. The boss fight at the end is absolutely hellacious. In my opinion, it's not worth it. Here. Something down here too. Oh yeah. Bad skeleton. Bad skeleton. Okay, the way to continue, the boss door is right here. You don't have to open up a lever or anything. Just right here. Okay, and down there's a couple more skeletons to deal with. It's down at the bottom there, and yeah, like I said, if I recall correctly, it's a double crucible Knight boss fight. It's absolutely hellacious. There's also more stuff you can get if you drop down here. But that's not applicable to what we're doing, right? You have to drop down on those beams and then run along the beams. Okay, let's get my girl out of this ridiculous death dreads. Yeah. And get into slightly more ridiculous Greybird ankles armor. Alright, next. Flame Protect Me. Flame Protect Me is an incantation that greatly increases your fire protection. Pardon me. By the way, the Tree Sentinel armor set, it's some heavy ass armor. So I'm not wearing it now, but just to show you what it looks like. Okay, so I see I'm overloaded, but fire protection is pretty good. Once we start stacking up all the fire protection, we should get 88% fire protection. I'm going to show you how to do that before the end of the video. Like this, and Alright, next. Flame protect me. Up in mountaintops of the giants. Look for this site of grace right here. Giant's grave. Giant's grave post. It's like right below this long chain here that goes across here. Okay, we were there before. Okay, and from here, we're going to travel along this cliff. There's a little gap to jump here. And where we want to go is right down at the end, right about here. Easiest thing to do is just stick to the edge of the cliff on the right side. You see some finger creepers on the way. Don't fuck with them and they won't fuck with you, pardon my French. Okay, and eventually there's going to be a little gap to jump over. You're going to push to the right side of the gap, because there's going to be a giant finger creeper that crawls up right here. See this gap coming up? So try to run across the right side of the gap. A little jump. There's it. Okay, make sure you do that, because otherwise you might bump into that guy. You might knock you down into the gap, which would be a big bummer. Yeah. And here's exactly where we want to go. Giant Conquering Hero's Grave, I believe this is called. This will cost you a stone sword key, but it's well worth it. Okay, there you go. Giant Conquering Hero's Grave. It's right here. Don't have to go far. Will cost you a stone sword key. Don't believe there's any enemies in here. Nope. And boom. Flame, protect me. Right? So. This. Three Sentinel set. Okay, so it's a complete Tree Sentinel set. And any kind of seal. Claw mark seal, finger seal, doesn't matter. Let's get Flame Protect Me as an incantation. Place this guy. Right there. Alright. Flame Protect Me. And now our fire protection is up to 73. We could push this to 88. We could put on the Flame Drake Talisman +1, but we could easily get the Flame Drake Talisman +3. And we could also put on the Pearl Drake Talisman +1. And this will push our fire protection up to 79. We can get up to 88 though. So let's go after the... What's next on the agenda? Oh, yeah, might as well do that too. The Red Hot Wet Blade, in case you want to put good fire protection on your shield. depending on how you want to go with these golem fights. I'm not sure what I'm going to be using next. I'm just throwing on anything. Alright, next. Red Hot Wet Blade at... We got to get out of here first. Redmane Castle. Here, chamber outside the plaza. This will allow you to put the fire affinity on your shield, which will erase the fire protection on your shield. That's if you want to go the shield route. Let's just whack these guys. This guy always gets cooked up by his buddy. It's just hilarious. All right. The Red Hot Wet Blade is right there. There is an abductor version over there. And let's just take care of these guys here because there's a Smithing Stone 6 right here. And there's a guy hiding right here. Sorry, Smithing Stone 4. This abductor virgin should be able to take him out with that's it. Bad abductor virgin. And we just run in and grab this, the Red Hot Blade. That's it. Next. The Fire Scorpion Charm. Basically what I'm doing is I'm preparing you for all the Furnace Golem fights. The Fire Scorpion Charm. Let's go to Raw View Balcony to start. Sorry. Fort Gale North. My bad. Fort Gale North is where we get the Flame Grant Me Strength incantation. Okay, so we're going down to Fort Gale. Probably the best night to charge in. Best time to charge in here would be nighttime, so that that knight that spews out the magic arrows, that guy right there, won't start shooting the magic arrows at you. That's not a given. You'll reduce the chance of him doing that stuff there. but it's not guaranteed. You see, it is indeed at night. Somebody told me it always works. No, it doesn't. I've tested that a number of times. It doesn't always work. Sometimes it does. Stab that guy there. The flame grant me strength. See my sword? It's pointing to it right there. We have to deal with these two fire cherries. You can just drop in and grab and run. Or, we could drop in our mimics here. Give these guys a hard time. Yeah. Out to go, mimic here. Yeah. Yep, definitely best way to take care of those guys is the Kananahaima. Be careful with the Kananahaima though, because you tend to take a step forward when you cast the Kananahaima. So if you're like right here and you cast it, you may accidentally drop off. Like so, and then all of a sudden you're down with the flame chariots. Okay, so flame grant me strength. Increases fire damage. Total overkill. You go, mimic here. That's hilarious. Loretta's great bow on these guys. Whatever, you know, hey. Whatever floats your boat there, mimic here. Okay, so, Fire Scorpion Charm. We got the Flame Grant Me Strength incantation. Raises physical and fire affinity, attack power. That will be for the times when we use furnace pots or fire pots against other furnace golems. On this one, we're not going to use it. The one in front of Shadowkeep, we're not going to use furnace pots, but for other furnace golems, yes, we will be using furnace pots and fire pots. So like I said, we're preparing for all the furnace golems in this run. Next would be the Fire Scorpion Charm. This is up in the Mount Gelmir district. Here at Seedwater Terminus. This also increases fire damage. Okay, so we're all jacked up for Night Comet, which is the best spell. Night Comet and Staff of Loss in the offhand. We're just gonna barge in, get to the front of the fort, kill the guy just outside, and then we'll go get the Fire Scorpion Charm. So what we do is just hop up here like this, go to the very top, see what this guy does. Typically he just kind of hangs out. Nope, he's going to go first. It's going to double around. A couple of Night Comets should take care of it, no problem. You can just ignore everybody else. Yep, okay. Now we gotta take care of this guy. We push in a little bit. And refill. And we're gonna go for the Terra Magica Full Moon combo. Okay? Couple of full moons. One right after the other. Should be no problem. There we go. Who loves it? Slack loves us, that's right. Don't you forget it. And he always drops this, the Prelate's Inferno Crozier. At that point you can go upstairs. Should be pretty safe in here. Armor's Cookbook 7, that will allow you to make, I believe that's Giant's Flames fire pots. What does that make? Yeah, I was right. Hey, dislike all, dislike all. Giant's Flame fire pot. Right there. That might actually be useful against Furnace Golems. Okay, so all the way up here. And you're looking for this tower here, and just over here there's a ledge. Carefully hop over, and there's your Fire Scorpion Charm. Okay, this will increase fire damage. Okay, raises fire attack power but lowers your damage negation. Only your physical damage negation. By about 10%. Okay. Next. Mr. Laptop says we got the Fire Scorpion Charm, Flame Guarantee Sting, we got that. Yep, finally the Flame Drake Talisman +3. That's back in the DLC. And this will be at a location we've already been to, Fort Reprimand. If you haven't been there yet, you can get there from Moorth Ruins. Just ride down the road and underneath the tunnel here and get to Moorth Highway South. Let's wait till daytime. Some moderate enemies to deal with in the fort there. I forget what's the most effective way to deal with them. I'm going to remember as soon as I get in there. Oh yeah, Night Comet, definitely. It's going to take about 4 Night Comets to finish this guy off. Yeah. Make sure you go after that guy with extreme prejudice. Because he's a force to be reckoned with. That should be this area clear. Okay, and we are going southeast. To the southeast corner, there's a stairway that leads down there. First, let's get all the goodies. Lots of red flesh mushrooms. Down the stairs, I'm going to take the first left. Not here, but rather right here. Then you're going to go right. Sorry, left again. And then we're going to go right. And there's a couple of soldiers just around the corner right here. Okay. Take care of them. Oh yeah, there's another guy here. And you might want to, pardon me, hook up your torch in the offhand. Okay, and we've got to climb over towards the southeast. Find an opening right here. Okay, and you see a bunch of cages piled up. Just go towards the wall, and you see this one sloping up there. Just jump up here, down here, up the steps, and this will give you the Flame Drake Talisman +3. The very best in fire protection in talismans. Alright? So that is it. Back to the scene of the crime, which would be the High Road Cross. And we now have some, operative word some, I'd say most of the best toys to deal with Furnace Golems. Pest threads would be pretty good, but we'd have to push through the Millicent quest line, and then we'd have to go through Shaded Castle. That's quite a long endeavor just to get the Pest threads incantation, but that's pretty good for dealing with Furnace Golems. But you'll see. The Wing of Estelle. Oh, that's one more thing. I should bump this up to +10. This is very effective at bringing down Furnace Golems. Very effective, especially if you got a Mimic here. So that's one last thing. Let's just go bring this up to +10 by going back to the round table. Here we go. Wing of Estelle +10. Let's get geared up just for demonstrational purposes. I'm probably going to leave this gear on to clear the enemy camps first before dealing with the Furnace Golem, but just to demonstrate how high we can get our fire resistance. Starting off with Flame Drake Talisman +3, Pearl Drake Talisman +1, and then you'd want what else do I put on, Mr. Laptop? Mr. Laptop says put on the Shroud of Alexander. That's right, that would help out the Wing of Estelle. And finally, the Magic Scorpion Charm. That also gives more damage to the Wing of Estelle. And then your Complete Tree Sentinel armor set. Wing of Estelle +10, and any kind of seal. To be able to cast, pardon me, Flame Protect Me. That's already ready to go. Okay, this is the simplest way to take down these Furnace Golems on foot. This here. You use... Okay, so with this, Flame Protect Me. Okay, you look at your fire damage protection. Look at this, we're up to a whopping 89%. So that's pretty good. This will give you a lot of protection. Even when he does this shake and bake thing, what I call the shake and bake, where he grabs you and throws you into his, like, fire cooking pot, if you will, on top of his head, shakes it around. It just does a ton of fire damage and then throws you on the ground. You could easily survive that. Okay, the only thing that you can't survive with this, like, this is pretty much the best fire protection in the game. 89% is, you know, that kicks ass. The only thing you can't survive is if he does the shake and bake and then he does a triple stomp afterwards, which is a bitch because there's no time to recover. He'll do the shake and bake, throw you on the ground, and before you can get up again, he'll do a stomp. Before you can recover from that stomp, he'll do another stomp. Before you recover from the third stomp, he kills you. So that's the only thing that you can't withstand. But everything else, with this protection here, you got great protection. And you just go at him with this thing here. And I'm going to demonstrate that next video. But first, like I said, we're going to clear all the enemies around the camp. And then we're going to go after the Furnace Golem. Okay, so that's it. That's first thing, next video. Thanks a lot for watching. If you thought this was remotely entertaining and or informative, you know what to do. Give me a thumbs up, post a comment, and most importantly, subscribe to make sure you get all my videos hot off the press. Alright, see you next time. Hey guys, real walkthroughs like these are an endangered species here on YouTube. For a complete lowdown on the YouTube video game walkthrough scene, check out my Patreon page and please consider making a donation to yours truly, Major Slack, to help keep real walkthroughs alive on YouTube. You can donate as little as $1. That's $1, that's all. That's all it takes. Alright? Thanks a lot. Really appreciate it.